What? Good day everyone. I wasn't originally planning on doing a video about the 1.6 patch notes, because obviously a bunch of other people are going to do so, and so I just didn't really feel the need to. However, upon seeing other people's videos, I actually did want to make a video about mostly just one specific thing that completely flabbergasted me. After skimming through the 1.6 livestream, and specifically seeing the boating, I was actually quite excited for the update, as the boat for some reason reminds me of Beetles from Wind Waker. I kind of expect to have to go in there and give him all my rupees for an empty bottle or something, and I was really hoping that the boat wouldn't be something that would only be usable in the 1.6 area, but we'd be able to use it as just an item anywhere else, even if it isn't actually useful, as long as we still had access to it. That would at least make me a little bit happier. I had absolutely no idea that the entire zone that was being added in 1.6 was going to be immediately removed. Frankly, I don't really understand what the purpose of this is, especially in the game's current state. I feel like one of the major issues that a lot of people have with this game is the feeling that nothing ever really gets added. There's been very few things that have been added to the game and actually stayed, and none of it being anything along the lines of like endgame content or so on and so forth. But at least some of the things, like say Dragon Spine, was an area that was fun while it was relevant, and it's still there. Like it's, you know, you could go back there if you wanted to do something right now, if you felt like it. But for the most part, everything that's been added has existed for like maybe a week, and then it's gone. So in a game where one of the people's major issues is the lack of lasting content, to then add an entire zone that is only going to exist for that update, I just don't understand the thought process there, frankly. And also, is this going to be the way things are going forward? Are all new zones that are added to the game only going to exist for that update? And will extend beyond that? Will there be, say, a new artifact introduced in an update, and it only exists for that update? And that's why I decided to make this video. It's mostly just because I wanted to know what other people's opinions were on this, and when I went to go look at other people's videos about the 1.6 patch notes, they basically like read the line and then just moved on, and no one in the comments seemed to be discussing it either. So I just don't know if this was something that was already known about and I was just somehow completely out of the loop, or if people just don't care or not understand somehow what it means. And so I just wanted to bring a little bit of attention to it, and also just see what other people's opinions on it are. Is this something that you think is maybe a good thing? Do you think it just not really matters because, just like with Dragon Spine, you know, it's there for like a week and then it's no longer relevant, so who cares if it's no longer there? Or are you concerned about what this means for the future content that MiHoYo puts out? If there's going to be continuously more and more limited content as opposed to the opposite, which I think a lot of us were hoping for. And so I'd really just like to know what you guys think. The next thing I'd like to touch on are the Spiral Abyss changes. Most specifically floor 11, its leyline disorder is changed to swirl damage, and we see no mention of any hindering effects, so I'm hoping that means that the Hydra debuff is gone. The final thing I wanted to discuss about the 1.6 patch notes are the major reaction changes. They are in fact just damage increases, and they don't even bother to tell us by how much, so I guess we'll have to figure that out in the next 2 days or so. Now moving on from the 1.6 patch notes to a bit more of a fun topic, MiHoYo has released information about 3 new characters, one of which, of course, we already knew about, being Ayaka, who I've been saving enough Primogems to make sure to get at least one copy of her, so I'll be glad when that's finally over. But also, we have Sayu and Yoimiya. Now both these characters look great, what's not to like about a small Tanuki ninja, but for me, I'm mostly interested in Yoimiya. The reason simply being that I recently reached Soft Pity for the second time in the standard banner and pulled a bow, and frankly, I very much dislike how bow characters play in this game, so I'm hoping Yoimiya has something similar to Child, where she turns her abilities into just something else that's more fun, so that I have a character that I can use the only 5-star weapon that I have. Now, it's very unusual for Mihoyo to release information on characters in this manner, especially 3 at once, so I'm hoping that means all 3 of these characters are coming in 1.7, and maybe even Inazuma with it, but it's too early to tell, obviously. We'll have to wait until they give us more information. But either way, this does have me quite hyped for 1.7 and beyond. Thank you for watching, I hope to see you all again next time, and hope you all have a great day.